Based on the graded basic skirt, we will make adjustment on the front piece for a shaped skirt. On a skirt with a larger width at hemline, the hip curve should be more straight and the width should be added evenly around the body. Therefore, we will adjust the shape of the side seam first and redistribute the width for the dart in 2 places, and then add in more width at the hemline. On the basic of the new front piece, we are adjusting the pattern to fit the measurement for a back piece. Add 1 cm on front side seam. Point, modify point, move smooth line. Instead of 1 dart of 2 cm width at the front, we now have 3 cm extra width, which have to be divided in 2 darts, each 1.5 cm in the width. We delete the old dart. Line, modify line, combine merge, and merge the 2 dart legs. Line, delete line, and delete the dart leg. Line, modify line, and combine merge the lines in the waist. Delete the graded point. Point, delete point. We add lines for placement of the new darts. The line is placed 1/5 and 3/5 of the hip width at the hip line. To do so, we first add help points for the lines. Select point, add multiply, add point line. In user input, dot at none and add mark points. Select the hip line to receive the points. In value input, enter 4. Click OK. The mark point will automatically be graded proportional according to the grading of the endpoints of the internal line. But still we have to add grade points to the mark point so that we later on can copy the rule. Grade, modify rule, add grade point. Select the first 1/5 mark point and the third 1/5 mark point. We clear the nest. View, grade, clear nest. We add help lines at the new graded points. Line, perp line, perp1 line. In user input, dot at half. Select the first 1/5 mark point and draw the line above the hip line to the waistline. Do the same on the third 1/5 mark point. Clip off the extra length above the waistline. Line, modify line, clip. Select line to keep. Split the horizontal line 3 to 6 cm above the hip line. Here we will use 4 cm. Line, modify line, split. Select the line, enter 4 cm in user input, and the other line and 4 cm. Now we split the waistline where the horizontal lines intersect the waistline. Line, modify line, split. Click right and select intersection. Select the horizontal line, and for the second line, select the waistline. Again, select the horizontal line and select the waistline. We split on each side of the line with the half of the width of the new dot. The width that has to be removed is on the front 3 cm. The two dots is then 1.5 each. So we split with the half of 1.5 on each side of the horizontal line. Line, modify line, split. Select the waistline, pop up, and enter 0.75. And on the other side, 0.75. And by the second dart, 0.75. And on the other side of the line, 0.75. Draw the new dot lines. Line, create line, digitize. Select the point at the waistline, select the dot apex, and select the other point at the waistline. And we do the same with the second dart. Point at waistline, dot apex, and the other point at waistline. Split the apex of the new dot. Line, modify line, split. Select the apex of both darts. Delete the horizontal line in center of the dot. Line, delete line. Copy the grade rule from the hip line to the end point of the horizontal line and the new dot lines. We will only copy the Y rule. Grade, modify rule, copy Y. Select the graded point at the hip line. Select the end point at the horizontal line. Again, select the graded point at the hip line and select the dot lines. And we still miss a point here. Do it again. So now all the endpoints to the new line is graded. We do the same with the second dart. Select the Y rule from the hip line to the endpoints of the horizontal line. And again we select the Y rule and enter it into the dot lines. And the last point also here. So now all the points at the lines are graded. Check the grading by looking at the graded nest. View, grade, show, select the sizes. Select the piece and mark the sizes you would like to see. The dart leg have to be graded in X direction so that it intersects with the waistline. Grade, create edit rules, intersection X. Select the endpoint at the dart leg and select the other endpoint at the dart leg. We do the same with the second dart. Select the endpoint and select the endpoint. Copy the grade rule from the waistline to the apex of the dart. Grade, modify rule, copy grade rule. Select the endpoint at the top of the dart and select the dart apex. And we do the same with the other endpoint of the dart apex. And we also copy the rule to the end of the horizontal line. We do the same with the other dart. Grade, modify rule, copy grade rule. Select the endpoint at the dart by the waistline and copy the rule to the apex point. And the same with the other endpoint and to the horizontal line's endpoint. Clear the nest. View, grade, clear nest. Extend the horizontal lines below the hemline. Point, modify point, move point line slide. Select the end point of the horizontal line and drag it below the hemline. Clip off the extra length below the hemline. Line, modify line, clip. Trace the 3 parts of the front piece. Keep the hip line on the center piece as an internal line. Piece, create piece, trace. Select the lines around the piece clockwise. And the center piece. And remember the hip line as an internal line. And the third piece. Decide how much extra width you would like to have at the hemline, and spread in 1/5 of the extra width in each cut line, plus add the half of the 1/5 at the side seam. In this example, we will close the dart completely. Measure the dart lines and adjust the length. Measure line length. Select the dart lines. We have a small difference and we'll adjust that first before we combine merge the pieces. Point, modify point, move point line slide. We adjust this one here. So it fits to the front piece. And then we adjust this one here. So it fits to the center piece. Now the lines fit together in the basic size, but do also check in all the other sizes. Grade, measure, line. Select the dart line and the line which it fits with. The differentials should be 0. And we check the other one, and the differences is also 0. So the line fits in all sizes. Clear the measurement. Measure, clear all measurement. Merge the 3 front pieces together in the dart lines. Piece, combine merge, select merge line, select target line. Select merge line, select target line. Now we measure the width which have been spread into the front piece and add the half of the measurement to the side seam, so that we achieve a uniform distribution of the extra width. Measure, distance to point, measure straight. Select the first point and select the second point. 3.82. So we will add the half of the measurement at the side seam, which is going to be 1.91. Point, modify point, move point line slide. Select point at hemline. In distance, enter the measurement. Combine merge the dart lines. Line, modify line, combine merge. And delete the dart apex and the old dart line at the waist. Line, delete line.